Music means everything to me. It's my life. In a way, it's hard because, I mean, when you look at us and we're kind of like young, people tend to think, well, oh, they couldn't know that much about jazz.
They're billed as the fabulous Monk family, 4 brothers who played their first notes together 15 years ago. Their love of jazz comes from a home filled with music and a father proud of his roots.
When you hear Monk, a lot of people that are into jazz or into music, period, that knows anything about it, they think of Thelonious Monk. It was a cousin. My father played ragtime, the late Raymond Clarence Monk.
The keyboard is over the sax.
The 4 young DC musicians, ages 15 to 21, play many of their own compositions, specializing in a concept they call teen jazz. It's their way of trying to get their peers into the progressive rhythms created by African Americans.
I want everybody to get something out of my music and know that I'm bringing a message to another group of a younger generation. My dad always asked the audience, you know, are there any kids who want to come up here? Let them play the instrument, so we'll play along with them. A lot of kids like, wow, I like this, and they want to try it.
The young musicians are following a family tradition and keeping alive the legacy of such jazz greats as their cousin Thelonious Monk. They've also been inspired by such local legends as Duke Ellington, guitar Bill Harris, and bassist Nat Turner.
I just barely touched the key because you want it to go down.
It just does my heart good.
Hit the last note, hit it hard.
Anytime I walk in and see a young musician that I haven't seen in 4, 5, 6, or 7 months, and to see how they have developed.
And when you get to his solo,
I want people to know how my brothers and stuff and how we had to struggle and come up and learn jazz. And it's not that easy to learn jazz.
When people like our music, when, you know, people get to understand it, it'll be a dream come true for a lot of people.
I would be very satisfied and happy to see each one of those boys successful with a good job of their choice, with a degree, and also a beautiful family. Because I want some grandchildren.
Phyllis Armstrong, Channel 9, Eyewitness News.
If you are a jazz fan, the name Thelonious Monk is magic. With the likes of Charlie Parker, Dizzy Gillespie, and Max Roach, Monk helped create bebop and change music. Now, 4 young men who carry the Monk family name are making their own name for themselves. We are delighted to have the fabulous Monk family here to perform for us. Morning, Eddie. How are you?
How you doing?
Good to see you. You are Edward. Tell everybody the names of your brothers and their ages.
Okay. I'm Edward. I'm 21 years old. This is Michael on the saxophone. Michael is 15. We have Gregory on the drums, Greg's 18, and Marcus on the congas.
All right,
he's 16.
Let's start with you. How did you decide who played what?
Well, starting out, I originally played the violin in classical music while Gregory sang. And as we were growing up, Marcus was singing, and then I eventually got into piano in the elementary school, and Gregory switched to drums. And as we progressed, a lot of people liked us playing music, and we just went with it. We listened to a lot of jazz, you know, that my dad would play, and come to find out, my cousin Thelonious Monk, you know, I grew up admiring his music, and I just had a love for jazz growing up.
Greg, let's start with you. Tell me what teen jazz is, because you play that.
Okay, teen jazz is a combination of today's music that is played and the music that was played in the past, as far as jazz is concerned, just as Monk brought in bebop, creating another era of Monk jazz, which is called teen jazz.
All right, I've got to mention they do not have a major contract. If Quincy Jones is out there watching, these guys are ready for him. Marcus and Michael, we'll get you on the next time around because you'll be back. The fabulous Monk family. Good to have you on the show.
1982, when the jazz great Thelonious Monk died, his wife Nellie asked Thelonious' cousin to keep the jazz legend in the family alive. And boy, he has done that in a big way. He has taken his assignment seriously. We want to introduce you to Bobby Monk, Thelonious Monk's cousin, and the Monk brothers, the band, and also his sons that he's put together for the past 11 years.
Welcome to the show, Bobby.
How seriously do you take this family legacy of music?
Well, very serious because jazz is a serious music, and especially in our race, it's somewhat dying out, and somebody had to pick up the baton and carry it on through the spirituality of my great cousin, and also my father, who was a gospel pianist, Raymond C. Monk. He was one very inspirational, and my mother in getting these fellows, you know, on the road.
Who's the youngest one up here?
Michael is the youngest with the saxophone.
Saxophone.
Yeah, he doesn't like for me to refer to him as a baby.
Oh, okay. Well,
so we won't, baby.
With all due respect, as the youngest, does he understand where jazz has come from and the responsibility that you place upon him?
Yes, basically, when they were babies, for the people that would like to bring their children into this business, they started out with jazz in the crib. We would play music along with symphonic music, and I would collect instruments from the pawn shops and Goodwill and put them in the basement. They would kick them around and knock them until one day somebody got a note. This gentleman here.
Is that Eddie?
Eddie. He's the maestro of the group at Catholic University, violinist. And he started out with the DC Youth Orchestra and set a great example for his brothers, and they followed suit.
Yeah. You know, the Monk name has become synonymous with encouraging young people. The Thelonious Monk Awards have discovered some of the greats who've gone on, you know, in jazz, and here the Monk brothers are keeping that tradition alive. Could you give us the rest of their names and introduce us? We've met Eddie, and who is the baby? Michael? Sorry, Michael, I didn't mean to do that.
All
And
right.
who else have we got?
First of all respect for my assistant manager from Voice America, Nelson Brown. Let's give him a big round of applause.
Okay, Nelson,
Mr. Brown.
assistant manager over there?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
Hi, Nelson.
We'll start with Michael.
Right.
Michael is 14, right? Yes, and I got so many of them here.
Yeah, I understand.
You got our drums back there.
Okay, Gregory is 17. He's at Duke Ellington School of the Arts. Marcus and Mike, this is Marcus here on the congas. They're at the Lab School of Washington.
Okay, we want to hear some...
Edward over there is
Eddie, who's also a
maestro.
composer.
Yes.
We want to hear some music from the Monk brothers. What are we going to hear today?
Well, this is an original composition that the boys put together. There's what's so unique about this business. If you come into it, there's nothing wrong with rap and stuff like that, but learn how to play an instrument.
Right.
So they compose, they read, write, and whatever. And you know, we're setting a great example for other young people and parents.
The Monk brothers, a great way to end or close our parenting day. We'll be right back.